warning!
To the goofball army out there, hi the families, tell them to get to the next room, tell them to go to your neighbors, because we got goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If this is your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink, because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Giant Goofballs, the New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, soon to be joined here by Rob, who's stuck in traffic, so he's going to be a little late to the program, which, let's be honest, you all knew he was going to be late, or that's why you knew we're on time. That's what that happens there. So before we start the program, too, I do got to give a little bit of a apology to our audio listeners as well there. For some reason, the audio file didn't load up Monday morning like it's supposed to, so it got posted really late on Monday. It was sitting there. For some reason, the system just didn't send it out, make it go live at 5 a.m. like it's supposed to. So definitely wanted to apologize. But let's get right to the news here, because Giant fans, what the hell is going on right now? We got a 7 count at home. New details on the Abdul Carter story. Eric Gray returning. Skattebo catching WWE heat. And a showdown with the Lions coming on fast here. So this week's absolute chaos. Let's go ahead and start breaking it on down. All right, so we're going to start here with the kind of the crazy story, but I guess it's just kind of how we got here. So a silent count at MetLife at home. Andrew Thomas and Jaxson Dart both basically admitted that the crowd advantage was 100% gone. So what does that say about this team and the fan base right now? I mean, this has been an ongoing issue now for weeks. And Andrew Thomas, talking about this after the Packers game, said, "You don't anticipate having to do that at home, but that's reality. And that's partially because of how we played. So we just embrace it. We made the silent count a strength of ours, getting timing on the rushers, and it helps us out. So we just embrace it." That's sad, guys. Now, listen, I'm not blaming the fans at all when I say that. Let me be very clear on that. I do not blame the fans at all that there's a silent count. I've been telling you all for a while now, stop going to the damn games. You know, like you don't need to go ahead and give Mara more money at that point. Now that they fired Dable, I've gotten off my anger over how this team is. But I can't blame if other people aren't that way yet or don't want to spend hard-earned money this year on going to games to see a crappy team. So, you know, it is what it is to a certain degree there. And again, it's not the fans. It's not even the players. To be very frank, it's the organization as a whole. It's the coaching. It's the front office. It's the ownership. It's all of that. It is not the players, and this is definitely not on the fans. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, Dart even said after the 49er game, remember that a couple weeks ago, he said, that was interesting. I've never played at a home game where I felt like it was kind of lopsided in that department, but they have a good fan base and they traveled well. It's not they traveled well. It's that Giants fans are fed up and we're not going to the games anymore. We're not. We're not going to go pay hard money and go spend time in traffic and spend all this money setting up for tailgates and all this stuff just to go ahead and watch a bad team and give our hard-earned money like that. It's not going to happen. And I can't blame anybody at all who does sell them. And I'll be the first one to say, I don't even give a damn who you sell it to. Sell it to whoever's going to give you the most goddamn money. If it's the opponent's fan base, it is what it is. You know, that's on the Giants. That's not on you. Make your money back as best you can. Make a little profit if you can. Go for it. That's capitalism, guys. That's what that is. Capitalism at its finest. So, all right, let's get into our next one here. And I know this has got a couple of the excited here already, probably. The Giants finally have opened up the practice window for Eric Gray. With only Tracy Jr. and Singletary active lately, how much can Eric Gray affect this team? Let me be very frank here and answer that question right off the bat. Probably not much at all. He sucks. Just calling like it is. Eric Gray, if you remember, tore his MCL this spring here. So he hasn't played at all yet this season. Now, the last few games since Skattebo's been out, we've literally been going on with just two running backs. Tyrone Tracy Jr. and Devin Singletary. Now, if you remember also, back when Tracy was injured for a few games as well, we had Cam Skattebo and Devin Singletary. They kept with the two running back thing for some reason. I don't understand why. We have Turbo Miller sitting there on the practice squad, who quite frankly should be on the goddamn roster. You should never be going to a game with two running backs. If one gets hurt, you're absolutely goddamn screwed. But now we get up with Eric Gray coming back, potentially. We'll find out when. The window's open now. He could be coming back any week now. And if he comes back, does he make this active roster? Or does he sit on the practice squad and get cut flat out, and put on that practice squad if that? Just cut your losses. Another bad draft pick by Joe Shane. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. Because if you're going to sit there and tell me that you think Eric Gray is better than Turbo Miller, that's going to be another in the get the hell rid of Shane and everybody else in the front office. I'd be right in that goddamn column. And listen, I'm not saying Turbo's going to light the world on fire, but we've seen what Eric Gray can do. We've absolutely seen what he can do. Last year, 14 carries, 31 yards. Year before that, 17 carries, 48 yards. Is that really what we want to do? Oh, yeah, and he's got a fumbling problem. Oh, yeah, and you drafted him to return kicks, but he can't do that. He's a waste of a goddamn roster spot. And I don't want to be like a jerk about it. I got no issue with him personally. It's not like I think he's a schmuck or something. But point blank, Eric Gray's horrible. He's not a legitimate NFL player. You could probably pick up a guy off the streets better than Eric Gray. And to be very frank, we should have picked up a guy off the streets by now. Because if you didn't think Turbo Miller was able to play in the actual NFL, not just the preseason where it will look very, very good, then listen, I'm gonna get ticked off when it's this scenario. We got two, and you can go ahead and do it. But when you sit there and you do nothing, that's even worse. And Eric Gray is just as bad as doing nothing, guys. They should have weeks ago picked up another running back. And like I said, if it was me and I'm Joe Shane, I'm going to go ahead and sit there and have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And the second that Eric Gray is able to pass the physical, his ass is on the streets. I don't need him. He does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, it was just another, like I said, another bad roster spot taken up by a Joe Shane failed draft pick. That's just what it is. So, all right. Let's get into let's turning into a saga here, guys. Flat out turning into a saga. We got to talk about Abdul Carter again. New reporting from the New York Post shows Carter might have not been asleep, but caught in a schedule change in a quiet recovery room. Does this change everything as far as how we think of Abdul Carter and this whole experience now? This comes from Paul Schwartz of the New York Post, and he's talking about the new details that, quite frankly, do change a lot of what's going on with this thing, He said Kafka, since taking over for fire Brian Dable, made some nuanced changes to the practice schedule. And one of those things was a quick walkthrough for Friday morning. Players were alerted of this alteration at a team meeting, and Carter evidently did not hear that announcement. So he thought that he had time to use the red light therapy bed in the recovery room. Players use that low-level red light therapy to promote cell function to help in pain relief and reduce inflammation. The recovery room is not located in the trainer's room. It is also not in a highly trafficked area, meaning it is possible no teammate or member of the training staff was around to alert Carter that there was a walkthrough at the time he was in the therapy bed. Those are factors in how Carter missed the walkthrough and not excuses why he missed it. So Paul Schwartz giving us some good details in that story now. Listen, I got to say, it changes somewhat. And it doesn't somewhat to the same point. I mean, nobody else but Abdul Carter seemed to have this problem. What this tells me is, he didn't fall asleep and miss a walkthrough, but it tells me he wasn't paying attention when every single other player was paying attention. Like, every single other player was there. Just the one missed it. And he was in the room when it was announced. This is part of being a pro. This is part about it being a professional, regardless of what kind of business you're in, whether it's football or anything else in life. And while it looks a whole lot better than sleeping, because he was doing something that's going to help his body, he was doing something to prepare for the upcoming game. Again, a whole lot better look. Still not a great look, guys. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it's when you chastise him and say that he needs to go take a hard look in the mirror and all this kind of crazy stuff, but it's hopefully a lesson. It's hopefully a lesson for him. And I think when a lot of people were blasting Kafka for saying he went too easy on him, I think now that the details are out, maybe Kafka did do the right thing. You took him out for a couple plays, you made a point, and you move on. And I got to say, I think also Carter dealt with this situation pretty well, too, considering. Because I know me, I'd be pissed off if people are telling me I was sleeping and I missed something because I was sleeping. And it turned out I was doing something for the benefit of my career. So, listen, it's not very often the Giants come out of a situation looking good. I feel like this is one of them. The Giants did everything they were supposed to do right. The players did everything they were supposed to do right. The coach did everything he was supposed to do right. The problem with people are jumping the gun and reporting. And I think the biggest question really is, who told someone that's what happened? That's what I want to find out. Who told the original reporter that Abdul Carter was sleeping and missed the walkthrough? That's what I want to see, because I feel like there's a mole in the team. And let's be honest, guys, we've all worked somewhere where there's a guy who loves creating drama, loves spreading stuff, and I feel like the Giants have one. Between this incident here and the issue with the whole Brian Dable yelling at Kafka and threatening to take away his play calling in the second Eagles game, we got a mole here, guys. And I hope the Giants find out who it is, because listen, I love it when we get info on the team. And that's selfish, point blank. I'll say it that way. It's selfish that I like that. Makes our shows more interesting, gives you guys as fans more information. It helps everybody as far as that. But who doesn't help? It doesn't help the team. The team doesn't need that kind of stuff out there. So the Giants got to do their homework. They got to find out who that mole was. Whoever that mole is got to go, because they're going to cause some trouble. And no, Anthony, it wasn't Wes Steinberg. I see you there with that. But yeah, it's like I said, it's going to become an issue where all of a sudden something big comes out one day, because you have somebody in this room that you can't trust. And the worst situation would be one of the players finds out who the mole is. That person's under contract. You can't get rid of them. And then all of a sudden you're stuck with a big headache next year. Because that stuff comes out eventually, guys. How many of us have worked with somebody like, oh, this is a really cool person, this is a nice person. All of a sudden you find out that they're the biggest blabbermouth in the world. They're telling everybody everything you say. I think everybody's dealt with that situation at some point in their life. It's not a good scenario. Doesn't make for a good work environment. So Giants got to do their homework. Find who that person is. Let them go. As far as I'm concerned, the Abdul Carter thing, yeah, it's a bad look because you're the only one to miss the damn walkthrough. That's it. That's a real bad look. But I think the crime was appropriate. I would say the punishment was appropriate considering the crime. You know, you made an effort. You had to sit down with them. You gave them a slight punishment. You walked away from the situation and said, we clean slate now. Just don't do it again. So, you know, like I said, all good on my end as far as I'm concerned of that. And I see a lot of you guys in the comments saying the same thing as well. So, you know, hopefully we just get production out of Abdul Carter soon. That'd be nice too. So, but listen, before we get to the next segment here he is.
I did it.
There he is. We got him. We got him.
Finally.
Yes. Finally.
The Rob has returned to the show.
Oh my gosh. So you got perfect timing as well. You got perfect timing because we are about to go through the segment that everybody has been talking about in the chat, knowing it's coming up because I said it was coming up. So the big one.
The suspense.
Well, you know what they like? They like the vest.
It is.
The vest is back. The Vrabel look is back.
I was off of work Monday. I played a little hooky.
Uh-oh.
I went to the game. I went to enjoy myself. Ayo.
You went to a 1 o'clock game so you couldn't go to work the next day?
No, I just want to take the day off. I want a 3-day weekend.
Listen, don't blame the game. Don't blame the game.
I can blame the game. Absolutely.
No, it's a BS excuse.
Oh, it's not.
What do you say?
Family time?
You say you fell asleep and missed the walkthrough? I mean,
yeah.
No, but I mean that's not you can't blame the family time and you missing work that day. Stop.
Oh, 100% you could.
And Anthony says, "Don't let Drew knock you down, Rob. Stay in your ground."
Just because this guy had 2 weeks of unemployment doesn't mean he can actually take 1 day off. I'm sorry that I worked.
I'm the one in Florida. If anybody gets to stand their ground, it's me.
The law.
Anyway, let's get to the topic that everybody really wants to talk about here. Oh, Anthony says, "Oh no,
Literally.
shots fired. No shots are fired. This is a safe space."
You're talking about standing your ground.
I know. But let's get into it here with Cam Skattebo. Cam Skattebo sits ringside there over at WWE Monday Night Raw. Gets involved with the scripted moment and the media loses it. Was he reckless or just a player trying to stay sane during his rehab? So, for those who missed it, and I wish I could show you guys the video, but copyright and all that stuff, same as I don't show you guys, game film and stuff like that. We don't want to get in trouble with the NFL. We definitely don't want to get in trouble with the WWE either, even though, what they do is really, but
it's fantastic.
YouTube would get in trouble. We get in trouble with YouTube probably. So,
YouTubers. But
yeah, there was a scene where Abdul Carter, Cam Skattebo, and some comedian I never heard of.
Andrew Schultz.
I don't know who that is.
You're living in Florida underneath a rock.
I don't know who this is. Yeah, but anyway, Cam Skattebo gets in a little bit of a shove with one of the wrestlers, and everybody just blows their poop, to put it nicely, because apparently he's going to hurt himself and blah, 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 blah. Listen, guys, do you not think that he would maybe figure out if he can do things before he does it? Do you think the WWE would put themselves in a position to potentially hurt somebody? Like, think about what kind of lawsuit he would have if he hurt himself.
I was about to say the lawsuit alone wouldn't make sense. He's there. It's funny how everyone walks around like, hey, you watch wrestling? That's dumb because it's fake. But as soon as your professional athlete goes to the stands and does that fake thing, he's going to hurt himself.
Exactly.
Like,
it's hilarious. And you know what? I think the only reason people said it because he literally pushed off and pushed him. He was sitting there on a freaking string the other day, like twisted his leg around. He's fine.
Yeah.
Like, and even
he's still on that.
He said, "I trust Scat."
He's also on that like little crutch thing too. So like, it's not like he has to push off his ankle. Like he just uses that little thing. He's fine.
I gotta say, if football ends up, like, let's say 10 years down the road, he's done playing football, 8 years, whatever, he's a running back, maybe 5 years the way he runs. But if he ever wants a career in wrestling, so many people like bought this as like a legit thing, it feels like, the way they reacted to it, that maybe that's where he should be.
Well, the problem is he might be a little too much in the ring with these guys doing what they're doing. Grant, listen, wrestling is fake. It's choreographed, but they do throw the bodies around. But Skattebo is a guy who's not going to sell the spear. He's just going to tackle some people. Although, I guess they taught Ronda Rousey how to fake wrestle too, and she won some medals in the Olympics for judo. So, and a UFC belt.
And like I said, he's sitting there behind a barrier. Like I said, we do have the picture. You can see the barrier in the picture. I at least started the rule a little bit with that, trying to keep out of trouble there. But he's behind it, so it's like not somebody can like run into him or anything crazy like that. He's literally got a whole barricade in between him and the wrestler.
Drew, did you actually watch the clip or no?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was just them being in Madison Square Garden or wherever. Yeah, it was the Garden, I believe. And it was them just trying to hype the crowd because they're the heels, they're the bad people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't get the big deal. And listen, I don't watch wrestling, so I don't pretend to know everything going on in the scene ahead of time. But I saw the clip like everybody else did, and I didn't see a damn problem with it. Now, I will say, I was on Monday Night Raw one time. I was interviewed.
Oh, that's right.
I was interviewed. This was back when Ashley Mazzaro, who unfortunately has since passed, but she was on the cover of a certain magazine with a rabbit
logo.
May start a play, may end in boy. but I went to a signing of hers actually at what was that? At record store at Times Square. Used to have that. It's closed probably now. Virgin, yeah. I haven't even been to Times Square in so long. I'm sure it's not even open, but yeah. So yeah, I was actually on the show. It's funny because I was supposed to be on SmackDown, and so I didn't even watch the show. And then a whole bunch of people were like calling me, like, "Oh, I just saw you on Raw. Was that you?" It was
no, I'm on SmackDown. Wrong night.
Yeah. Well, it's all because I had a whole bunch of piercings back then, as you know, but everybody else, probably doesn't know. I have ear holes and all kinds of holes everywhere here, basically, because
he's full of holes.
I was a human coach back in the day. I got my septum is pierced, my eyebrow, my labret, my tongue, all my ears all done up and all. So they wanted me on the show because she had a lot of piercings, apparently. But like I said, it was a fun time, and she was very nice. And listen, I know other people that have done wrestling as well. The people that do wrestling, they all get along. They're all friendly. They go out not to hurt each other, guys. So you don't got to worry about this stuff. Jason, this story's full of holes too. But I was on a video.
Play on words.
Wow. But like I said, this is again much ado about nothing. I think Greg posted the comment a minute ago saying that it's a big issue because we're losing.
100%.
And that's what exactly what it is. Yeah, if we were 9 wins in the season right now, nobody would be saying a damn thing. If we were in 7 wins in the season, nobody would be saying a damn thing.
I was about to say he could even probably over under at 5.5.
If we were anything over 500, nobody would complain.
Yeah.
But like I said, it is what it is, and people are going to keep on talking trash. He responded to the people that were talking trash about it on Twitter X. He said, "Hey, honestly, if you don't like that I'm having a good time while dealing with a tough time, then just go ahead and unfollow and casually move on. I'm not able to play football and have the fun I've been having my whole life, so I am doing things outside the box to try to keep happy. Enjoy the rest of y'all's week and just don't talk about me if you ain't got nothing nice to say." I gotta say, I'm a little shocked. The story I feel like has kind of already started to die down a little bit, considering he did that. That's usually that thing that kind of like relights this, you know what I mean? Like relights the whole story at that point, makes it all go back up again. But listen, a lot of media people have blasted him for it. A lot of former players, especially that are in media. Oh, you're not supposed to do this because you're gonna go ahead and rehab right now, and you should be doing nothing. Like that's ridiculous. No one complained that freaking Malik Neighbors was at Sierra's birthday party the day before his surgery.
Yeah, like,
She is get home too.
Yeah, unreal.
Just because you can't play football doesn't mean you can't do some things that are normal in life. It's like what's the program? Are you hurt or are you injured?
Yeah.
Like
we yelled at if he has to walk up the stairs to go to the bathroom. My guy.
Yeah,
that's more dangerous than what he did.
Yeah, like he's injured. That doesn't mean he can't walk around. Can't mean
he's in recovery. He's not injured anymore.
Well, he's still injured. He's dealing with the injury.
Yeah,
he's in recovery from the initial injury.
Yeah,
whatever wording you want to use, semantics. God damn it! But like I said, he still have it. Let people. People. I don't know why people can't recognize that players are people. They're people. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like Anthony says, his dancing with a torn ACL was much better than healthy Drew's. Damn straight it was. I have no abilities to dance well at all. I told you guys that ahead of time too, for the record. I did. So,
did you? Before we move on from Skattebo, did you see? Because his other big thing is obviously gaming now.
Oh, the streaming, yeah,
and then reacting to it.
And I guess he's linked up with some new. Like somebody apparently is big into streaming. I don't know anything about it, so
I'm not sure all that. All I know is I saw a clip today where he was playing Madden, and he was playing as the Giants, and they ran the ball in 4th and 1, and he was the running back playing as himself, and he got stuffed at the line, and he started freaking out. I goes, "That's bullshit." Absolutely, like, and they start blowing him. I goes, "That's never happened at 4th and 1." I'm telling you all right now.
Yeah, but. There's some kind of streamer. There's some kind of streamer he's now linked up with, and they're going to play video games together.
I'm just saying his reaction, the way he got so upset about it, moving around, was more movement than he did in WWE. It was hysterical. Hysterical.
He takes a lot of pride. He does, as he should. As he should. It's what part of makes you good. So. All right, we're going to pay the bills real quick, guys. Then we'll be right back. We're going to start going over our preview here of the latest shellacking that we'll be dealing with this week versus the Lions.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
All righty, guys. So before we get the keys to the victory here, let's find out exactly who the Lions are, where they're dangerous, where they bend, and why this matchup is such a test. a test that, quite frankly, we plan to fail.
Yeah. Pop quiz, hot shot. What you gonna do when a way better team comes into town? Well, when you go to their neck of the woods.
Yeah, it's listen, guys. This is potentially one of the toughest matchups we're gonna have all damn year, basically. So,
even
points per game, 29.2 points per game. They're averaging, guys. 4th best in the NFL. Remember, we're complaining about we're giving up like 90 some odd points in 3 games. Well, guess what? That's what they average, basically. Like, we are so screwed. It's not even funny. Let's be honest. 366.9 yards per game that are also doing. That's 5th best in the NFL. The only spot they're bad, the only spot that are really bad is 3rd down conversions. They're only converting on 36% of 3rd downs. That's 27th worst in the league. It doesn't really get great on 4th downs either. They're scoring, as they're getting first downs on 56.52%, 14th best in the league. So it tells you right there, the key to stopping the Lions offense is to make it longer 3rd downs. Because if you can go ahead and stop them getting first downs on 1st and 2nd, make them go get that 3rd down, that's an Achilles heel of this team. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think we're going to be able to give them those kind of fits. But
we'll have a few of those, but they're going to be few far in between, and I don't think it's going to matter too much because it's going to be probably in the late third quarter, the 4th. I mean, that's right. It's happened.
Their bread and butter, though, is just getting a quick run and a quick pass, or vice versa, and getting a first down within 2 plays. It's very common. You see it all the time. They don't go into 3rd down very often. So that's why it hasn't affected them. So the Giants really just have to button down on those first 2 downs and get them into those 3rd down positions. To be very frank, though, I don't think they'll have any trouble having success on 3rd downs with us either. But I think they'll have success in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down, basically, against us. If they don't compete. So it's sad. It's sad. That's where I'm at.
It's going to be a rough one.
Now, as far as passing wise, they are 4th in completion percentage, 69.33%. They are 9th in passing yards per game, 236.8. Now, keep in mind, this is a team that beats most teams. What happens when you're winning? And don't say you blow the lead. Don't say you blow the lead. That's just a Giants thing.
That's what I said. That's not all the teams in the NFL do that.
Typically, what will happen is you'll run the ball more to run down the clock. So they're still top 10 in passing yards, even with that. They also don't give up a lot of interceptions. They're 1.28% of interceptions thrown on pass attempts. That is 7th best in the league. The one thing you could say on the passing side specifically is the line is about average. And it's not even negative to say. It's average. They give up sacks on 6.01% of sacks. I'm sorry, 6.01% of pass attempts. That's 13th best. Now, they also have a lot of injuries on the offensive line. Basically, 4 out of the 5 players are questionable for the game. So we're going to have to see what happens there. If the Giants could luck out. I mean, listen, if I'm the Lions and I know I'm playing the Giants this week, I'm not going to sit there and say, I must have all my linemen. I would say, man, if you need to sit out a game, this is the one probably to sit, guys. This is our gimme game. Like, they're looking at this for the Saints. Like, that's...
Yeah, but that's not Dan Campbell's his MO, especially after playing a tough game.
No,
but especially after playing a tough game against Philly last week, they're I don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, let's see. But Jared Goff on the year, 2,490 yards, 21 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions, 110.8 passer rating. So, yeah, pretty damn.
Goff's been stellar this year.
Yeah. As far as receiving wise, Amon-Ra St. Brown obviously is their big receiver there. Mostly plays out of the slot. 66 catches, 735 yards, 8 touchdowns. Williams, their first round pick from a couple of years ago, 31 catches, 562 yards, 5 touchdowns. Now, tight end is going to be an interesting spot because Sam Laporta is out for the year. So 40 catches, 489 yards in the season there in 9 games, 3 touchdowns. And yeah, he's not going to be around. That's a big loss for them. So think about that.
Put sick banks on him.
4 you got 4 out of 5 offensive linemen with dealing with an injury, and you got your star tight end out. So they're not coming in here exactly very healthy. I'll put it that way in offense. Now, you can make the case that our backups are better than our starters, but there's still the scenario where there's definitely some health issues going on overall.
Yeah.
Now,
that's fair to say, but they also help. Yeah, pretty much. They held the Eagles to 16 points last week.
Yeah.
Like,
how crazy is that? Aaron Glenn left. Their defense got better, I feel like.
It's got so much better.
And the Jets defense with Aaron Glenn as the head coach sucks. And they had to get rid of all their good players.
Surprising. Interesting. Where did that defense come from?
Yeah. Now, here's another one, good one for you. Before Aaron Glenn went to the Lions, he's working for the Saints, their secondary coach, and wasn't good there either. How does this guy keep on getting jobs? Got news of
Roger Stone. Yeah.
Now, rushing wise, another area they're good. I mean, like I said, there's hard to find, kinks in the armor here. It's like they are really, really good. They rush the ball 28 times per game, which is 10th highest. So they do a decent amount of rushing, which would have been our problem all year long, stopping the run.
They also got 2 running backs that run pretty well.
I feel like I shouldn't even ask that question. What do we do? What have those been going on? It's been an issue for us this year. It's like you can answer it, everything.
Yeah.
But the run defense has been a massive issue for us. They do 130.1 yards per game. That's 7th best in the NFL. 1.3 rushing touchdowns per game. That's 5th best in the NFL. Like, this is a really good running game. And it's all led by Gibbs, who's got 732 yards rushing. He's got 8 touchdowns. You got Montgomery, who is also very good. And quite frankly, anywhere else he'd be a 1,000-yard rusher the way he's playing. So 493 yards, 4.5 yards per carry average, and 5 touchdowns. That's 13 rushing touchdowns, guys, between 2 players. Pretty damn good.
Pretty damn great.
Yeah. So now, besides that, they don't do much rushing. The only one who has more than 1 rush a game is Goff, who's got 22 yards on the season. So it's like, it's definitely not much of it there. Now, as far as the receivers, he mentioned, I see there, Greg saying Gibbs can catch too. So Gibbs has got 334 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Montgomery, 116 yards as well. So you're talking another 500 yards almost of receiving from the
backfield,
along with getting over 1,200 yards of rushing. Like, these guys combined are almost at 2,000 combined yards. Absolute insanity. So, yeah, like I said, a really, really good offense. A really, really good offense there. Now, as far as defense, like I said, they've gotten a lot better. So you're talking points per game, 21.6 points per game they're giving up. That's 10th best. Yards per game, 291.8. That's 5th best in the NFL. Said really good. 3rd down conversion percentage, 34.43. 4th best in the NFL. The only thing that you could sit there and say is bad on this defense like that is the red zone scoring. If you get in the red zone, there's a good chance you're scoring on this defense. That being said, just telling by the points per game, that don't happen very often. This is not the bend but don't break defense. This is the we don't bend or break.
Yeah, we're just gonna hold you to X, Y, and Z for pretty much 3 yards per play, 85% of the time. And if you get a couple big ones in there, then you get a couple big ones in there.
Yeah. So 63.64% of red zone opportunities for offenses going against the Lions end up in a touchdown. That's 25th. So like I said, that's a pretty big, drop there. And that's the two biggest things we're going to talk about is that third down percentage for the offense and their red zone scoring percentage for teams facing them. That's the two biggest weaknesses there on this team overall. Now, as far as passing defense, they giving up a 61.98% completion percentage, sixth best in the NFL, giving up 192.1 passing yards per game, eighth best. Now, what did we say before? What happens when you have a lead? You stop throwing the ball and you run the ball. Now, what happens when you are not in the lead?
You have to pass.
That's what happens. You have to pass. And 192 yards, guys. Like I said, this has gotten to a really good defense here. This is not the old, school Lions here at all. Even better than what I feel like they've been in past years, which is crazy. You lose both coordinators and you're better than you were the last couple of years. They get a lot of sacks too. 9.01% of pass attempts end up as a sack. That's the fourth best in the NFL.
I was about to say, this defense flew under the radar how great they were.
Yeah. And we've heard for years, they just haven't been healthy. Well, they're healthy this year. they're showing the people that said that aren't so crazy after all. They're also really good against the run as well. So they give up 99.7 rushing yards per game. That's eighth best in the NFL. They give up 4 yards per rush. That's 11th best. Like this is, like I said, I don't want to sit there and say it's like the Packers. Like the Packers are like a top 5 defense. Like we were saying, defense, and the Packers was really the strong suit. This is a top 10 defense.
So here's the difference, though, about that is that the Packers defense was a little more beat up than this Lions defense we're playing against. Also depends on the strength of their opponent because both teams kind of play to the level of their opponent, but I feel like the Lions, their defense is either the nail or the hammer a lot of times. Like they come in against a team that's not so good, they're just going to hammer them.
Yeah.
And make the statistics good. Look at a team that
like this team, like this week, maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes you go against Kansas City, and now that defense looks like the nail.
Yeah.
So, like, they were playing against the Eagles. Not the greatest offense, maybe. I don't know, but 9 points. That's what they get. But they also held that, offense to 16 points.
Yeah.
But then against the Panthers, put up 42 points against the Panthers.
Yeah.
And that defense held to 24 points against the Panthers, which they've been averaging like 30 points a game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy because it's like probably top 5 offense in the league with a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
That's pretty goddamn good. Like this is a team that, quite frankly, would not shock me at all if they go in the level of the league being the NFC. I would say at least the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
I mean
look at their losses
either, but
their losses. They had a beat up defense. They lost to the Ravens 38-6 before the Ravens fell off with all those injuries.
That would be before they had all their injuries. Yeah.
They lost to the Bears.
The Bears.
I'm sorry. The Bears. Wrong season. There we go. What happened there?
I don't know what you do. We don't see your screen.
Oh, no.
No, we see you. I'm saying whatever you just did, what happened there? I don't know. I don't see what you're seeing. Anyway, here's our key defenders to keep an eye on here. So Campbell, the linebacker, 51 solo tackles, 97 total tackles here. Anzalone got 57 tackles. Barnes, 52. You notice this is all linebackers, by the way, I'm listing. That's one of the things we always talk about is when you have your top guys tackles-wise are corners, safeties. It's an issue. It means guys are catching the ball. So, but In this case here, their top 3 tacklers are all linebackers. Now the third guy is I should say, tied with Branch at 52 tackles. He's one of their starting safeties. So that's their top 4. But like I said, that's pretty damn good, and that shows you that they're doing things right. Now, as far as sacks, like I said, they do get a decent amount here. Hutchinson obviously is their beast, 7.5 sacks on the season. Muhammad, the linebackers, got 6. Campbell's got 4. Barnes has 4 as well. So they got 3 linebackers. So that tells you they're doing a good amount of blitzes. This is a 4-3 defense typically. This is not the guys. Typically, obviously, like most of them nowadays, you never know what the hell's going to be because of nickels and all that kind of stuff. But they are as a flat base defense typically a 4-3. So the fact that they're getting that pressure from linebackers tells you they are blitzing. So I think we have to expect a very aggressive defense. I think we have to expect them to send people to help out the pass rush. Maybe Shane Bowen can learn something.
Maybe.
That'd be nice.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but it probably also won't give you a 10-yard cushion either. So, interception-wise, Joseph, their safety's got 3 interceptions, and then they got 5 other players with 1. So it's not like they have a whole bunch of, guys that are getting interceptions on a regular basis, but they are getting interceptions. They are winning the turnover battle. That's for damn sure. So, like I said, it's a tough battle, guys. Like, this is going to be probably the biggest test we've had all year, and we failed the minor ones.
This is the game that I thought coming into the year is probably going to be one of the hardest games we're going to play.
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect.
Besides our division
into the season, because again, you lose your 2 coordinators. Ben Johnson got a lot of credit for what that offense was doing. Aaron Glenn was the defensive coordinator, so they lost both coordinators. You kind of expect a little bit of a drop off potentially to happen in that scenario. Because Dan Campbell is not a guy that you sit there and go, he's an offensive whiz or he's a defensive mastermind. He's a CEO type. Ironically enough, what the Giants are looking for, rumor has it. But, when you lose both coordinators and you're a CEO style of head coach, you're not a guy like, dare I say, like a Brian Dable is supposed to be an offensive guru. Like if we lost Mike Kafka, we'd be fine. Assuming these guys were good, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
In this case here, he lost both guys and he didn't have a focus on either side. Obviously he was an offensive player, spent more time on offensive side coaching, but it wasn't like he was the offensive mastermind sitting there drawing up crazy schemes in the Madden board there. That's not what he was. He's the motivator. He's the CEO type. He's the one who gets his hands in everything, but lets his guys do his thing. He lets the coordinators run their side of the ball.
Which goes to show you that he is the guy that goes ahead and gets the best guy for the job, which is what a CEO is supposed to do.
Exactly. So, we'll see if maybe the Giants can pull off some kind of miracle at MetLife here, but I'm not expecting it.
Well, we're not. We're playing Detroit. So.
Oh yeah, let's see. That's definitely unlikely.
Yeah,
you know what I meant.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
A miracle in Detroit, whatever. Okay, who knows? Maybe Eminem will write a song about it one day.
Lose yourself in the moment.
Yes, mom spaghetti and all. All right.
Hey, tell me the Beatles to play anymore.
Let's get into our keys to victory now, because listen, again, this is a tough matchup we have coming up this week here. But
very tough.
I would never say game's impossible. This is about as close as there is to impossible, but I'll never say impossible. So, keys to victory. 1. Dart has to have his best game of the season, basically, to help us keep up scoring-wise. And that's assuming he's playing, by the way. He's still on a clear concussion protocol, but he's expected to be cleared by Sunday. So we are expecting him in this game.
I'm pretty sure I looked at that line where everywhere is saying that he's playing. Yeah,
because he returned to practice today as a non-contact participant, which is usually a good sign that things are progressing in the right direction. That's why they're assuming that by Sunday he'll be good to go.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, like I said, he's got to have that kind of game, like that, like a 3 touchdown kind of game, and not have any turnovers and just orchestrate that offense like that. He's just going to have that kind of game. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him coming back from concussion, with him being coached now by Kafka. Do they not let him do these design runs? Do they not, like they change some of how he does things? Does that hurt him?
Yeah. I think they're definitely going to try to teeter him back. Obviously, they don't want him to be concussed. I don't know if they take that away from him, but they're probably like, when you run, you have to be smarter.
Yep.
You have to go feet first into a slide. You already have the first down. You don't get a need to get there's no necessary for you to get that extra 3 yards head first. Slide.
Yeah. Slide. And do it. We're not going to get a hit in the head on the way down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you slide into it. If you slide, there's certain quarterbacks that are really good. As soon as they initiate slide.
Elway was my favorite watching him slide. That man, you could tell he was a really good baseball player because the way he slid, and he was actually drafted by the Yankees, who were old enough to know. He actually played with the Yankees in a very minor league scenario when he was fighting with the Colts when they originally drafted him. But he would get like 3-4 yards extra on that slide because he was just so goddamn good at it. And I think this is a scenario where you got to let him be him.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to also make him make smart decisions. And if he doesn't, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If he doesn't do it, sit him down.
You do. All your different quarterbacks who hurt themselves. You have to protect your quarterback. Like, as much as they want to play and ball out, you got to protect your guy.
Yeah, gotta teach him. Key to victory number 2. I don't expect this one to happen, but we got to put it on there. The run defense has to play well for once. They got 2 good running backs, not 1, but 2. We lucked out last week, guys. I'm going to be very clear on that. We lucked out so much that Josh Jacobs got hurt. It's not even funny because he was tearing us up before he got hurt. That we wouldn't have been nowhere even close to winning this game if he was healthy the whole game. They got 2 running backs. 2 of them that are very good.
They're
for a long day. You can't stop the run.
Listen, either one of them would be a starter running back in most of the teams in the NFL.
Yes.
So
yes. I mean, Gibbs is easily a probably top 10 running back in this league, and Montgomery is top 20, top 25.
Top 20, teetering 15.
Gibbs, you like him more than I do.
Hey, what?
I said you like him a little more than I do.
Stat wise, just saying.
Oh, I hear you. I'm just saying. I think some of it's because he's not the main target trying to stop, and people around him are helping. But he's still a really good player. It's not me trying to disrespect the man. Like I said, he'd be a starter on plenty of teams.
A couple years in, a couple years out, guys, pretty solid. Same thing with Gibbs. So
yeah, no, 100%. So, but like I said, we got to do it. Got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Number 3. This is the one that scares me more than anything else right now, guys. And for some reason, I have not heard people talking about this week about this at all. We need a plan for Amon-Ra St. Brown, who literally plays 41.6% of his snaps in the slot. Now, who does the slot? Drew Phillips. Who got taken out last week? Drew Phillips. This could be bad. This could be bad. And I got to say, I don't even know what else you want to do with it. Like Paulson or Debo, we don't even know if he's going to be in the game. We'll find that out in the next couple of days, obviously. But as of right now, we don't know fully. But even if he's in, he's not a slot corner. Like, do you want to try to put him on St. Brown? Just travel along with him? Do you want to go ahead and just double team him? I mean, like, there's a couple of different routes you could go ahead and take on this.
Probably the man coverage and the spy safety. That's the cover.
I'm almost wondering if you gotta. if you just got to put like you said, a safety, I think you're right. I think he's got to do a even if you're in man coverage, which is obviously so that we don't do ever anyway. But even if you're a man coverage, you keep a safety on that side wherever he's going to be. It kind of follows him around. But we do typically more soft coverage at that point. And I think that's what you're going to see in this, where Drew Phillips is the guy. Once he gets past a certain point, the safety's going to have to pick up the slack.
Yeah, and he's still going to catch it in the between the soft coverage to the safety getting up to him. So,
yeah, and he's like I said, he's really good. He's an excellent route runner. Which the worst thing to be with a guy who's a really excellent route runner is be a corner that doesn't have very good technique. And quite frankly, that's Drew Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, he's the guy that I'm worried is going to chop us up more than anybody else, even more than the running backs. Because I don't think we're having an answer for him. Thank God Laporta's not in. So, yeah, that's just where I'm at as far as that. Number 4, somebody has to step on offense besides Dart. I don't care if it's Hodgins. I don't care if it's Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson. Those are the likely guys if you think about it. Somebody's got to go ahead and step up. And I don't know. I'm talking specifically receiver wise, by the way, when I say that. I don't mean running the ball and stuff like that. We'll get to that in a minute here. Somebody
I see Hodges
be a safe, good target for Jaxson Dart.
I feel like Hodges is going to be that guy because look at him and Little Jordan and how they played a couple weeks ago. They played pretty well. And the big wide receivers, a little bit of the safety net too. Because quarterback, because you can just kind of throw it a pie.
I say, yeah. Dart loves to do that. You saw that. He did a lot with Neighbors. Obviously, part of how Neighbors got hurt too. But like the first game against the Eagles, he did that with Little Jordan Humphreys. That was like the only game that Little Jordan Humphreys was really even involved with the offense. And then last week with Hodgins.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's got to get done. But Theo Johnson too, like, catch the goddamn ball.
Fedori, step up.
And if Slayton's healthy, get involved. I just wanted you to get involved in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, if he's healthy, I don't know. We're going to find out out in a couple of days too.
I don't think it looks good for him, right?
50-50, but that's I feel like that's the going phrase with him lately. Not been a good year for him like that. And it's usually healthy, so I'm not even trying to talk trash about him. It's just been a bad year for him staying healthy, so it is what it is. Number 5, our pressure has to get to Jared Goff. I don't mean like you force him out of the pocket, he rolls around and makes a move. He's got to be sent down to the ground multiple times. Like this has got to be a game where this vaulted pass rush just takes over. If he's comfortable in the pocket, we're going to be in for a long day, guys.
Yeah, he's Goff has been one of the top quarterbacks in the league when he's not under pressure.
Yep.
When he's listening to Queen and he's under pressure, David Bowie gets in his head. And that's what he does.
Is that
kind
vanilla? But yeah, like I said,
that's more ding ding.
And we don't know what's going to go on with Kayvon either. We're still going to have to figure out what's going on with Kayvon. But you still got Brian Burns, who's now the second leading sacker in the NFL, thanks to Myles Garrett being just a freaking beast in the last couple games. It's insanity.
Oh, it's been absolutely amazing.
I've never seen Myles Garrett or anybody do what he's doing right now. Like it's just crazy. So, but
it's absurd.
Yeah, what do you have? Like let's see here. 4 sacks last week, 1 versus the Jets, and then 5 the week before. So he's had literally 10 sacks in 3 weeks, guys.
So crazy.
That's how he's able to now have 15 and beating beating Brian Burns, who has now 11, I believe. Right? Is that what it is? Nope, he doesn't. He got more. Brian Burns. Let me see. Where is he at? 13 sacks. He's 11th most in the Giants franchise history. That's what it is. There's an 11 in there somewhere. So listen, I count on Burns to have a good game. He's gonna have a good game. You don't get 13 sacks in 11 games by playing badly. Like that's just you kind of, unfortunately, and I hate to kind of say take it for granted, but you do. You just assume he's going to. Well, we need this Dexter Lawrence to do what he did last week. Because Dexter Lawrence, you felt his presence last week. It was more like the old Dexter Lawrence. It wasn't quite there,
nice,
but it was better. Abdul Carter, I don't know if he fell asleep again or something, but like you didn't really see much from him in this game here. You got the one.
He was so tired.
I think I remember right. He got one sack called back as a penalty, but probably on Deontay Banks, remember right? But he's going to have to be what he's supposed to be as number 3 overall pick there if the Giants want to have a chance of winning. Got to figure it out. Just got to get figured out. Next one, number 6. Tyrone Tracy Jr. has to have another good game to take the pressure off of Dart. Like we said, this is a defense that's really good against the pass and against the run. I expect Dart to have an okay-ish game at the very least because I think he's better than most quarterbacks.
I think so too.
Tracy's been playing better lately the last couple of weeks. He had a really good game last week against the Packers. Another good defense. I'm counting on him to repeat that. If he can repeat that and take some of that pressure off Dart, that's going to help make Dart's life a whole lot easier.
Big time.
Give us a chance to potentially get some drives going here. So, number 7, the biggest one here. Been the biggest one all year long. We need to play clean football. No turnovers, no penalties. Be like a well-coached team. Crazy concept.
Absolute bonkers. What are you talking about?
What
is that?
Issue all season long, guys, to get where we're not getting penalized left and right. And I would also include that maybe we need to have whatever money needs to be sent to the retired referees foundation gets sent out because we got so screwed by the refs last week. It's not even funny. Between the fumble call that was a fumble, they said it wasn't a fumble, and the catch that was a catch, they said wasn't a catch. There's so many plays we got screwed on again last week. It's not even funny, and that's been a big thing. It's been quite often you see that kind of stuff now. So, hopefully we can figure out a way to get the refs on our side this week. That'd be nice.
Be nice. Very nice.
But yeah, guys, again,
I got one more key victory there too.
Go for it.
I'm gonna put it out there on JMS, man. You need to play like you have been the past 5 games. Because you've turned it around. It's very easy for us to get down on GMS and just because he hasn't played good last year. He hasn't played the first half of the season so good. But last week, he was the highest grade pass protector in the week 11.
Yep.
So, fantastic. He didn't give up a single pressure. In fact, he only gave up 2 pressures in the last 5 games.
He's got a PFF grade up to 60.6, which is not great, don't get me wrong. But from where it's been, that's a nice upgrade.
Big time. So it's called growth. That's what you want to see.
It's also he's healthy, I think, finally.
He is. So continue to grow, continue to play you are. Kudos to what you've done the past 5 games. Just get better. Let's play it the way you're going.
Yeah. So like I said, hopefully that continues and hopefully
protect your quarterback.
He gets the bust label removed soon because if he keeps playing the way he's playing, eventually people got to stop. Like
I'm saying, you got to have that sticker off.
It's funny because like during our shows, a lot of times I'll pop on X real quick and to see if there's any news that pop while we're on the show and anything. And literally, and I'm not bashing this guy when he does this. Let me be very clear. Bad Dog, who's another content creator, does very good stuff. He listed, name me which one of these 4 are the biggest busts of Joe Shane drafts, and it was Banks, Hyatt, Evan Neal, and JMS. And you can't even include JMS. It'd be Eric Gray, ironically.
I'm like,
JMS, like I said,
Hyatt
JMS is not healthy. He's finally healthy. He had a concussion, obviously, and that's not exactly a long recovery thing. It's just once your ears stop ringing,
still like shell shock. He's all right.
He's had a lot of injuries that first couple of years. He's finally healthier, so hopefully keep him going. So it's nice to see somebody finally develop as a Giant. That's for damn sure.
Just try to throw it out there, man. We talk a lot of negative about JMS on the line this year. Right. We got to throw the kudos out there.
You're 100% right. He's only allowed 1 sack all season. He's only had 2 penalties against him all season. So definitely, somebody that we got to give a little kudos to. That's for sure. Only allowed 12 pressures all year long, even. So definitely a whole lot better than he's been. That's for damn sure. So
12 pressures, but like I said, like that, there was 10 of them through 6 weeks, and there's 2 of them in the past.
But I'm going to say on the year, that's not bad. Oh, and I read it wrong. I'm sorry. 9 pressures on the year. 9 pressures. So 9 pressures and 327 pass blocking snaps. That's not too shabby.
Yeah.
He's getting there. So speaking of getting there, guys, we are getting to the end of the show. So appreciate you guys for coming on with us here again. As always, we are live every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what does that mean? You get to see us again tomorrow, guys, as we do, hopefully, assuming the Giants don't hire a coach or something, we do a picks episode tomorrow, along with, of course, going over our injury reports for both the Giants and the Lions, giving you guys all the up-to-date information that we have at that point. As always, we are live on our preferred platform, YouTube, with, of course, Facebook, Twitter/X, Twitch, and, of course, Rob's favorite,
my
LinkedIn profile. And, of course, as always, we're available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the big ones there. So if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share to somebody who you think might like the show. Tell a friend. Hit that thumbs up if you're on YouTube. And if you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube and hit the thumbs up anyway.
Yeah.
Give us a review on Apple. So, again, we appreciate you guys for joining in with us there. We will see you guys again tomorrow night. And, of course, as always, Giant fans, go G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.